Hey guys, what's up? It's Harris here. So in today's video, I'm just going to show you how to change your Chrome browser's IP address for privacy. Okay, so sometimes you need privacy. Using your incognito is not enough, and you want to make sure your IP address is private. Or sometimes maybe you want to, do some research on Google, and you want to be at a certain location that you can't physically be in, right? Let's say, for example, you want to be in San Francisco and you live in, I don't know, in Seattle, or even somewhere outside of the US, right? So using this process, you can actually use a server in a particular location like San Francisco, New York, or wherever, to mask your Chrome browser's IP address, and then be able to kind of like use Google in that particular address, so that the results that is returned to you is in that particular area. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so first let's talk about the concept first. So the concept is right now, if you're using your regular internet connection, is basically your browser connects to your ISP, and the ISP connects to the website or Google, right? So what do we need? So what we need is to connect your browser to ISP, and then connect it to a VPN or your server, and connect that to a website or Google, right? So this way, the website or Google will see your IP address as your server's IP address, right? So that's what you need to do. So what do you need? So you need to download a software called Putty. So this Putty software is free. It allows you connect to the server directly, and then allow you to create a tunnel between your computer and your server, okay, and route browser traffic through that, right? And then what you need is to sign up with DigitalOcean. This is where the server is the server wherein you can kind of connect to other websites like or even Google, right? So that's what you do. All right, so essentially this is what you're doing. Your browser will connect to your server, and then your server will connect to your website. All right, so let's get into the how-tos. So first thing you need to do is to get Putty. All right, so just head over to Google and type Putty, whether for Mac or for your computer. Just type Putty, and then you should be able to get a free SSH or Telnet client, this one, and just grab that and then download that, and then you should be able to use Putty. Okay, so let me show you a configuration screen of that once you have that. So it'll look something like this. All right, so Putty configuration, and then you can put in the hosting or the IP address. All right, so we'll go back to that later when we have the server ready. Okay, so the next step is to sign up with DigitalOcean. Okay, so I have a link below that you can use, so that you will get a free credits for your DigitalOcean. So you take a look at the link below in this video. I'll try to include that. And when you sign up, you will get I think about $100 worth of credit, right? And then you can use that for about a year and a half, because what we're gonna do is try to use the $5 server, all right, for this purpose, all right? And $100 you can go up to 20 months or so, right? So yeah, so when you sign up, after you sign up, you'll see something like this. You won't see any droplets, but what you need to do is basically create a droplet there, right, inside the DigitalOcean. So when you create a droplet, you just click create, and then click droplets, and then you can just pick Ubuntu here, and then just basic shared CPU, and then be sure to pick the $5 one here, because it's only what we're trying to do is just route traffic to this server, and then to whatever website or Google you are going to, right? So you just pick the $5 one, and then you don't have to add any block storage. You can pick the location. So you can be in New York, San Francisco, even London, Frankfurt, Toronto. So these are the two US ones. So let's just say there's an area that you want to go to and it's not in here. You might need to use an Amazon AWS server, but that's out of scope of in this video. But for now, we're just gonna use the DigitalOcean, right? So yeah, so that's what you need. You need to pick one. So I'll just pick maybe New York City, the third server in New York. All right, and then here you can generate SSH keys. So if you want to do that, you could, you can use Putty to generate SSH. But if you don't know what that means, just do the password for now. Just do a password. So let's say you just provide a password here, suggest strong password. All right. So I'll use this password. I'll delete this later. So all right, so I'll use that password, and then you're pretty much done. Just create one droplet. If you want to tag it or whatever, don't enable backup. That's pretty much it, what you need to do. And then create droplet. No thanks. So it's going to create it. All right, after it's created, so I believe it's online. Yeah, I believe it's online. So you will see the address here, the IP address 104.131.1, whatever. You can copy that. All right, and then you open up your Putty configuration. Let me see here, Putty configuration. All right, and then you put it in there, SSH. That's your IP address. You can save that. Oh, I need to provide a name, so let's just use that one. Save. So yeah, so that's the address, and then you can just click open here. All right, and then it'll ask you something like this, and then just click yes. Login as, you can just put root, and then you can provide the password. All right. So I'm now connected to that. So that's pretty much it. You are now connected to the server. So the server is running. So the next step is to configure your Chrome browser to route your traffic to this server. All right. So let's get into that. All right, guys. So the next step is to set up Putty and Chrome so that you will be able to use your change your Chrome's IP address to use the server's IP address, right? So that, let's say for example, you're in the UK or in India or in Canada, but you want to try to connect to Google in the US. So you just pick the DigitalOcean or the server that is in the US, and then you do a tunneling through that server, right? So let's set up Putty and Chrome right now. All right. So the first thing that you need to do is, of course, we already went through that. You need to download Putty and install that in your machine. And then what you need to do is create a shortcut for that, wherein the format is the Putty command line, whatever the Putty command line. You create a shortcut. If there's an icon on your desktop, just right click on it and then say create a shortcut. And then after you create the shortcut, you can edit the properties of that particular shortcut, and then it should automatically say whatever the location is of your Putty. So after that, then you put like -d999 and then root at whatever the username. If you're using the username root, and so you do a root at in the IP address, all right, for it, and then space -pw, which is the password, and then you put whatever the password is that you provided or you generated using the suggest a strong password for the server, right? So that's how you set up Putty. So after that's done, you're gonna create another shortcut for Chrome, right? For this time, just again, same thing. Do a right click on the Chrome icon on your desktop, and then create a shortcut for that. After that, it should have a default, whatever location your Chrome is, and then what you need to add is this /proxy-server equals to $/5:////12701 colon 999. So what this means is basically telling Chrome to route all traffic into this into your computer, which is 127.0.0.1 is the default address. I route it to that port, which is 9999, and Putty is actually using this server to route that particular traffic. So that's basically what it's doing. So you just need to follow this, and then after that's done, what you need to do is basically open your Putty, so that will log in automatically, and then open your Chrome browser. Make sure you have all your Chrome browsers closed before you opening the shortcut again, right? So after that, you can test the IP address, okay, by typing what is my IP address on Google, right? And then you will see that. So I will show that after this this section, all right? So yeah, so that's it. That's how you route it. So let's go into the example, okay? All right, guys. So now in this section, I'm just gonna show you how I configure it and how it's gonna work. All right. So first of all, I have a browser here, which is the regular Chrome, and then this is the tunnel Chrome, wherein I showing you how to configure this, and then this is a regular Putty, and then this is the copy of the Putty. Okay. So first of all, let me show you the IP address that I'm. So let me type in what is my IP address. All right. So yeah, so I'm gonna hide it a little bit, so at least you see that it starts with 69 and ends with 141. All right, so so let me close this down now. All right, and then let me show you the Putty configuration. All right, properties. So remember, I told you that create a shortcut. You can do that by right-clicking and then create shortcut here. And then after you have that, you just edit this one by right-click and then do properties, and this is going to show up. And then you put in this instruction that I shown you earlier. All right, the dash D999, and then this one I'm using a different one. All right, so yeah, so after you set this up, you just close that down and you double click that, and it's gonna log in automatically. All right, so now you're logged in, you're set. So the next one is to do the tunnel, right? So so let me show you the tunnel here. So remember, again, your regular shortcut, just right click and then create a shortcut here, and then it's gonna create this one. You can name it. I name it tunnel Chrome, and then I put in that instruction that I told you earlier, proxy server SOX5 127.0.0.1.9.9.9. Okay, that's it. And then you click cancel, and I make sure I close down all my Chrome, and then I will just double click on the tunnel, right? All right, so now this time I will just type in what is my IP address. So this time it shows me the IP address of the server, right? Remember where this server is. All right, so yeah, 102.104.131. Yeah, that's a server. So basically, I'm already routing that traffic through that, and this server is actually in New York City, and I'm in California right now, but my IP address is in New York, right? So yeah, that's how you do it. So this way, let's say wherever you are and you want to connect to London or Frankfurt or whatever DigitalOcean has, you can connect to those areas. Let's say, for example, you want more areas to connect to, then at that time you will need to do an AWS server for that. And that's out of scope for this one. There should be a lot of YouTube channels or videos out there that you will be able to pretty much create your own server using Amazon Web Services, AWS, and the rest is the same exact. Just need to have a Putty access to it, basically connect to it as a server, and then tunnel using your Chrome. All right, so that's it. Hopefully it'll be useful, and then you will be able to make sure the data you're looking at when you're doing search analysis is in the US. All right. Have a good day, and bye now.